Imagine a time over 2 millennia ago when Rome was not yet an empire but a republic. The city was a bustling hub of commerce and culture, a beacon of civilization in a world still largely wild. But beneath its glittering surface, the Roman Republic was a seething cauldron of intrigue and ambition. Power was a tantalizing prize fiercely contested by the noble families, and political corruption was rampant. The Senate, once a bastion of democratic principles, was now a stage for unscrupulous politicians playing dangerous games of manipulation and deceit. The common citizens, caught in the crossfire of these power struggles, yearned for stability. Rome was ripe for change, aching for a strong leader who could steer it through the stormy seas of political unrest and social upheaval. Into this turbulent world, a man named Julius Caesar was born. Born in 100 BC, Julius Caesar came from a noble but not particularly influential family. The Caesars claimed a lineage from the mythic Trojan prince Aeneas, yet they were not among the patrician elite of Rome. Young Julius was a brilliant student, known for his eloquence and intellectual prowess. His education was steeped in the classics, learning the art of oratory, a skill that would serve him well in his political career. As a teenager, Caesar's ambitions were already evident. He navigated the complex world of Roman politics with an uncanny savvy, making alliances and earning respect among influential figures. His early career was marked by a series of calculated risks that paid off, showcasing his knack for strategic thinking. Despite setbacks, including a year of hiding from the dictator Sulla, Caesar's upward trajectory seemed unstoppable. His political acumen, combined with his charisma, made him a force to be reckoned with in the Roman political realm. It was clear even then that Caesar was destined for greatness. Caesar's path to power was not straightforward but marked by cunning, ambition, and a fair amount of luck. Our tale of power and ambition begins in Gaul, where Caesar's military prowess was first truly put to the test. As the governor of this distant Roman province, Caesar led his legions against the native tribes in a series of campaigns that lasted nearly a decade. His victories were not just military triumphs, but political ones as well. They bolstered his reputation back in Rome and filled the city's coffers with the spoils of war. Meanwhile, back in the political arena, Caesar was making strategic alliances that would aid his rise to power. The most notable of these was the First Triumvirate, a political alliance with Pompey and Crassus, two of the most powerful men in Rome at the time. This alliance, while fraught with tension, provided Caesar with the political backing he needed to further his ambitions. But the path to power is rarely smooth, and Caesar's journey was no different. In a defining moment of his career, Caesar made the fateful decision to cross the Rubicon, a small river that marked the boundary of his governorship. This was a direct challenge to the Roman Senate and specifically to his former ally Pompey. It was a declaration of civil war. The ensuing conflict was brutal and bloody, but Caesar emerged victorious. With Pompey's defeat at the Battle of Pharsalus, Caesar's last major political rival was eliminated. He returned to Rome not as a triumphant general, but as its undisputed ruler. He was appointed dictator, a position he would hold until his death. These victories, military and political, were the result of Caesar's strategic genius, his charismatic leadership, and his unyielding ambition. But they were also undoubtedly aided by a generous dose of luck. By 46 BC, Julius Caesar was the undisputed ruler of Rome. His rise to power was a testament to his skills as a leader, a politician, and a military tactician. But it was also a reminder of the turbulent and often brutal world of Roman politics. As the ruler of Rome, Caesar implemented a series of reforms that would shape the future of the Roman Empire. One of the most crucial aspects of Caesar's rule was his social and political reforms. He introduced laws to protect the rights of slaves, implemented a new tax system, and reformed the Roman Senate by increasing its size and making it more representative of the Roman people. He also established a new constitution that would shape the Roman political system for generations. Caesar's reforms went beyond politics. He recognized the need for a more accurate way of keeping time. So he introduced a solar-based calendar, known as the Julian calendar. This calendar had 12 months, with a leap year every 4 years, a system that is still in use in many parts of the world today. But Caesar wasn't just a man of laws and planning, he was a military tactician too. During his reign, he expanded the Roman territory significantly. He conquered Gaul, which is today's France and Belgium, and he also led the first Roman invasion of Britain. These military victories not only expanded the Roman Empire but also brought immense wealth back to Rome. Despite his military successes, Caesar never lost sight of the people. He initiated large-scale building projects and public works to employ Rome's jobless citizens. He also held extravagant public feasts and games to win the hearts of the Roman populace. Caesar's reign was marked by a vision of a unified Rome, a Rome that was politically stable, socially just, and militarily powerful. He was a ruler who was ahead of his time, implementing reforms and making decisions that would resonate through the ages. Caesar's reign, though short, left a lasting mark on Rome. His influence was so profound that even today, more than 2,000 years later, we still feel the impact of his decisions and reforms. His reign was a key chapter in the grand narrative of Rome's history, a chapter that shaped not just Rome, but the world. Despite his achievements, Caesar's power and ambition made him many enemies. In the bustling heart of Rome, a conspiracy was brewing. Senators, fearing the collapse of the Republic under Caesar's rule, banded together in a secret plot to assassinate him. Among them was Marcus Junius Brutus, a trusted friend of Caesar, who would later become synonymous with treachery and betrayal. On the 15th of March, a day known as the Ides of March, the conspirators struck. As Caesar entered the Senate, he was met with a barrage of daggers, each conspirator taking their turn to deliver a blow. It is here, amidst the chaos, that the famous phrase, "Et tu, Brute," was reportedly uttered. The words meaning "and you, Brutus," symbolized the ultimate betrayal, a friend's dagger proving the deadliest. In the immediate aftermath of Caesar's assassination, Rome was thrown into turmoil. The conspirators had hoped to restore the Republic, but their actions had the opposite effect. The public, who largely supported Caesar, were enraged and riots broke out across the city. This chaos paved the way for the rise of Octavian, Caesar's adopted heir. Octavian, along with Mark Antony, sought to avenge Caesar's death. They waged a brutal civil war against the conspirators, leading to the suicides of Brutus and his fellow conspirator Cassius. Octavian emerged victorious, and in the power vacuum left by Caesar's death, he seized control. He would later become Augustus, the first emperor of Rome. Caesar's assassination, therefore, had far-reaching consequences. It did not restore the Republic as the conspirators had hoped. Instead, it ended an era and ushered in a new one. The Roman Republic, a political entity that had existed for over 400 years, was no more. In its place rose the Roman Empire, an autocratic regime that would dominate the Mediterranean world for centuries to come. Caesar's death marked the end of the Roman Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire. More than 2,000 years after his death, Julius Caesar's legacy continues to influence our world. Julius Caesar was more than just a Roman ruler. His influence extends beyond the marble halls of the ancient world and into the landscape of modern politics and culture. His strategic genius and charismatic leadership style have inspired world leaders for centuries. He was a master at rallying popular support, a trait that remains a cornerstone of successful political campaigns today. Caesar's reforms, too, have left a lasting impact. His introduction of the Julian calendar, for instance, forms the basis of our current Gregorian calendar. His efforts to grant citizenship to people outside Rome set a precedent for the inclusion and acceptance of foreigners, a concept that is still relevant in today's globalized society. The rise of the Roman Empire, which Caesar helped set in motion, has been a blueprint for empires and nations throughout history. Lessons of governance, military strategy, and diplomacy learnt from the Roman Empire continue to guide political thought and action. Caesar's life and death have found their way into the arts, immortalized in literature and popular culture. William Shakespeare's Julius Caesar has become a timeless classic, echoing the themes of power, betrayal, and political intrigue. The phrase "et tu, Brute" has transcended its historical context to become a universal metaphor for betrayal. Contemporary movies and television shows continue to draw from Caesar's story, illustrating the timeless appeal of his life. His tale, one of ambition and downfall, continues to captivate audiences, reminding us of the complexities of power and the human condition. From his military conquests to his political reforms, from his tragic end to his enduring cultural impact, Julius Caesar's legacy is woven into the fabric of our world. His story serves as a reminder of the potential of human ambition and the profound influence one individual can have on the course of history. From Rome to the modern world, the story of Julius Caesar is a testament to the power of ambition, leadership, and the enduring impact of historical figures.